Hi, I'm Ashley with Ashley's Dandelion Wishes, and today we're going to make this cute little chapstick holder. Cute little thank you gift or birthday gift, whatever you want to do with it. So let's get started. To do this, you're going to need your Big Shot, and you're going to need the new framelit dies. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some Tempting Turquoise cardstock and put the cutting blade down with your little framelit die. And then put your other cutting pad on top of it. And then you're going to run it through the Big Shot. And you're going to hear a little bit of cracking, and that's okay, that's normal. And then it'll come out looking just like this. So this is going to be the base, well, I should say the base, but the little holder for our chapstick. So the next step is to take your Simply Scored, and what you're going to do is you're going to line it up like this. And then the easiest way for me to do this is I count out 4 little 1/8 tick marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you score it. And then you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll score it. So then you'll fold these up to make sure that you've got your little thing together. And then the next step, let's get rid of our Simply Scored for a minute. We'll be bringing it back. Your next step is to use this Kindness Matters stamp set. So bring it over right here. And this is one of our celebration stamp sets. So you can get this free with a purchase of $50 or more. So the next step is to ink up your stamp. And so I should be doing this with a block, but I'm not. But that's okay. So I'm using Tempting Turquoise, or one of our Tempting Turquoise Marvelous markers to do this. So just ink that up pretty good. And then you're going to breathe on your block. I know it sounds weird, but it helps it stamp cleanly, and it keeps the ink looking pretty fresh. So put a stamp right in the middle there, just like that. And now our next step is we're going to keep going with this Kindness Matters stamp set, and we are going to use the cute little butterflies here, and we're going to adhere this to our block. So the easiest way to do this is to rub the stamp as well as the block on your pants just to get a little bit of friction, and then you'll push down. Then we'll ink it up the same way using the Tempting Turquoise Marvelous marker. I love these markers. You could use the stamp pad too, either way works. So make sure you get it nice and inked up, because obviously anywhere you don't ink it, there's going to be a little spot. So get that all inked up. And then once again, you're going to breathe on it. And then I cut a piece of very vanilla cardstock that's 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And the nice thing about the clear stamps is that you can line it up, so it might not be perfect because I'm shaking because I'm nervous. You go like that, and then just lift it off. Oh, not too bad for being on camera. Then we're going to take a piece of green, well actually I shouldn't just call it green. Nothing in Stampin' Up! Is just green. It's Lucky Limeade cardstock, and you're gonna cut that by 3 1/4 inches by 1 1/4 inch. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna antique everything, because I think it gives everything a nice little something extra, and I love vintage. And these butterflies reminded me of everything vintage, so I just kind of do this on everything. And keep going. And I'm not doing this as perfectly as I'd wish, because I'm trying not to bore you all while I do this. And then now I'm doing it on the edge of my holder, because we don't want this to be the only thing that's not antiqued. That'd be a little weird. So do this, and then we're going to rub this around a little bit just to get that antique-y flavor. Okay, and now we're going to take our snail adhesive, snail this down onto our green piece of paper. Perfect. Okay, our next step is to get this cute little vintage ribbon into our stamps, or into our little holder. So what I've done, and I'm sure there's a fancier way to do this, is to, first of all, we're going to adhere this box using some sticky strip. Sorry, my sticky strip is a little bit gross because I lost the baggie that it comes in. So don't lose the baggie when you buy this because it'll make it disgusting like mine. So then all we're gonna do is we're gonna line this up. Put a little bit of sticky strip on there. And sorry, my fingers are a little dirty from antiquing. You know, the ink gets on them. So, okay, if I can get this off, I knew I was gonna do this on camera and not be able to get it off. So there you go. And this sticky strip is really sticky. They don't mess around. So make sure that you line it up properly. Like that. Perfect. And now the next step is to do the vintage ribbon. So what I've done is I'm just using my paper piercer. And I know, I'm sure there's fancier ways to do this, but for me it works. So I'm gonna keep on making sure that the hole is big enough so that I can do it on camera. So we'll get this one out of the way. And then I'm taking some Chantilly ribbon, which is my favorite, and trying to stick it through. Don't worry, this will get covered so no one will see it. So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. And then you're going to tie a cute little knot. I probably won't be able to do it on camera perfectly because I'm shaking. But I'm sure that yours will be perfect. Okay. See, my other one looked better. So look at that one. So we'll just go ahead and cut the ribbon at cute little angles. Okay. If I can get it to go. And then it looks like that. And now our next step is we're gonna attach this onto our little holder. So we'll just get some snail. I'll move that out of the way again. Just snail it down like that. Hopefully I can get it in the middle. And then I already pre-tied a button because with our linen thread, I knew that I wouldn't be able to do that on camera and make it look that good. So I pre-tied it. And then I'm taking these Brights buttons that also come, that's a celebration selection when you spend $50. So I'm just gonna put a glue dot on the back and stick it right on there. Okay. So then it looks like this. So now we're ready to move on to the middle part that looks like this. So we're gonna need our Simply Scored again. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take a piece of cardstock that is 2 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then you're going to score on the half inch and then on 3 1/4 inches right there, and then you're going to score on hold on, I'm losing my on 5/8 inch, and then 1 1/2 inches right there. So it should look just like this. Then you're going to cut the slits right here so that you can fold these up. And now the next step is to put a little bit of snail right here because we're going to glue these down. So put a little bit of snail on each side. And then the next step is to make sure you bend it all, like I should have done that before. So bend on the score lines. And then you're just going to make sure that this sits like a box. And then I like to put a little bit extra snail on there just to make sure that it stays pretty well. Then just do that, and then do that again on the other side. And then get some more snail on there. Perfect. So then you'll have a cute little box that looks like this. Then the next step is to antique it. So I'm using a sponge, and what I've done is I've just taken the sponge out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I have cut them into 3 different pieces so that they're easier to use. And now we're just gonna antique it like we did before to the other pieces of the box. And then it just fits right inside here. And then whenever you give this thank you gift to someone,